It's 2041, and this hall runs one share of computing for every person in the county, the same size each. Row 9 holds a woman's scans, her accounts, 30 years of her writing. She has never been inside this building. In the 2020s, telling a machine that much meant working with several providers, data scattered and sold. Not here. Down the aisles, racks after racks of humming compute, each owned by an individual, not a company. When the training race leveled off in the mid-2030s, halls this size had enormous surpluses of compute without an immediate user. It turned out that the servers were worth most at their smallest end, one person, at their own work, their arguments, their house. Nobody can sell a person their own context, so compute followed the value down. Buy a rack outright and pay the hall for power and space, or lease capacity on a long contract at a fixed price. Most people do both, own what runs every day, rent what they only need in bursts. Cost went the way cost goes at scale. Robots building the halls, models designing the chips, capacity at the price of a phone line. Follow one rack's fiber out of the hall, 200 kilometers, beside the water meter, a box the size of a loaf, which sounds like the old arrangement, someone else's building, your files on their disk. Her records sit in that box, encrypted, and the key is made inside it and never leaves. The rack does the heavy work. That is where the power and cooling are. It gets her data, still encrypted, runs her model inside a sealed section of the chip, and sends the answer back encrypted. The hall never holds a readable copy of anything. In the room past the cupboard, she is going through 5 years of her own blood work, out loud. Back down the fiber, past the exchange where all these lines meet. The same arrangement pools, one question out to 1,000 boxes, only the answers back. One share plans a week of roofing deliveries so a crew never stands waiting. A few hundred, pooled by one region's line crews, plan the lines that hold through a storm season. A few 100,000, pooled by people with one condition, run the trial nobody could afford to run. Back at the first hall, and it is bigger than it was, the build-out never stopped, demand kept climbing, and it still does. What changed is who the racks belong to, and that holding one became ordinary, and what one person can do went up enormously. Read their own results, argue with the numbers, learn a field nobody trained them in. So they tell these machines everything now, not because companies got more trustworthy, but because their data and their computer is theirs, and because of what using it lets them do.